Morning, it's Monday, and this is the end of week 14, my keto diet journey. Hey there, how are you? So, I don't know if it's fair to say that the plateau is upon me, but it is 14 weeks since I started following a keto diet for the purpose of weight loss and overall health. Both of those things have happened, and I have lost a lot of weight in 14 weeks. Not so much last week. Week 14, I only lost 2, 4, 6, basically half a pound. When I weighed in last week, it was 231.2, and this morning, just now, it's 230.8. So, give or take a couple ounces, or, whether you're standing up perfectly straight on the scale, only lost about half a pound to that effect. And I think I've said this before, but I tend to get on and off the scale enough times to get the same result 3 times. Because, again, the way the digital scale in my house is, if you bend forward on the heels of your feet or rock back a little, you can have a slight variation. So I try to get that as consistent as possible, and I got that result today, 230.8. Now, I mean, I can complain, I really can, but I think what that means is I'm going to have to fight for every single pound from here on out. I'm going to have to just stay vigilant and take it essentially 1 pound at a time. I don't like the sound of that, so I'm hoping that there's more to be to gain, or not gain, to be gained by losing. Still following my Fitness Pal app, and just looking at the fact that since I started this thing, I have lost 38.2 pounds, and that has been 14 weeks, so 3.5 months. I started this thing at 269, and I now weigh 230. I'll take it, right? Food this week, exercise this week. Things have kind of been all over the map. I will say that I have stuck fairly close to the plan. Really, I haven't had really any cheats, and I haven't had too many situations where I've had to get creative. My carb intake has been down. Period. I can't think of a day, and I can spend time scrolling through this, but you don't want to watch me scroll through this. I can't think of a day where the carbohydrates came in above 5% at all. Again, a lot of days where when I'm trying to get to the 80, 15, 5, a lot of 4% days, a lot of 3% days. Consistently still seeing the protein higher than it should be, 75, 70 on the fat, the protein coming in at 20, 25. It's hard. And I think that my body is just reaching that point where it's getting used to this, and it's probably time to make some changes. I didn't change anything. Last week I talked about maybe I'll bring up my calories, right? I pushed myself all the way down to 1,800, thinking that starving of calories, in addition to intermittent fasting, would continue. And that was great 2 weeks ago, right? 2 weeks ago, that got me almost 5 pounds in a week. But clearly that was it was not a trend. It was a one-off. So I experience hunger a lot lately, and at first I thought that was a sign that my body was responding to the intermittent fasting. But really, when I sit here and talk about it out loud, and I think about it today, I kind of feel like it's my body reacting to, not to say rejecting the intermittent fasting, but I worry that now, again, I'm just having these thoughts as I'm sitting here talking to you. Maybe I'm going the wrong way with that starvation idea, right? The idea of intermittent fasting is you put your body into these little moments of starvation on purpose, and maybe that's more detrimental than beneficial. So I don't think I need to increase my calories. I think I'm still good at 1800. You know, the Wendy's double baconator for what it is a good keto sandwich if you throw away the bread. um, I only had one of those last week. The salads continue. No change in how I built those salads. Lettuce, shredded cheddar cheese, some type of protein, trying to reduce the amount of protein, honestly, and oil, lots of olive oil and a little bit of Italian dressing, Parmesan Italian dressing, a little bit, not too much, and maybe black olives. All of those things fit with the salad, and that's consistently been my salad. Plus or minus. Sometimes there's chia seeds, not always. I hate those things. Sometimes there's, a long time ago, there used to be walnuts. I don't put those on there anymore. Pork rinds for a snack at night. But as I sat there chasing the idea of lowering the protein intake, trying to stay on top of the fats, the pork rinds don't have as much fat as you would think. It is a lot of protein, even though that's deep fried pork skin. Still a lot of protein in there. So I don't know. I think probably actually I finish filming this. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have some breakfast. That'll be a first. For more than a month since I've had breakfast, other than my black coffee. The black coffee is still there. Nothing changed. Just 16 ounces of black coffee. Nothing. And I got to get on the exercise. Last week was tough. A lot of moving parts last week. A lot of different things happening. I think I only got to exercise once last week, and that could be a contributing factor as well. So probably try to make sure I'm increasing the exercise. Get back into consistent intake, smaller meals, several smaller eating sessions during the day. Should be able to balance out the 1,800 calories. The exercise situation is again going to be tough because I have a change in my work schedule now. For the longest time and forever in a day I've been working, I start work at 10 a.m. and get out at 7 p.m. Well, that's as of tomorrow. I'm working essentially, back to banker's hours. Work starts at 8 a.m. And ends at 5. That means that time in the morning to do the exercise is not there. It's just not, which means I'm going to have to make that decision and force myself to do something either before or after dinner when I get home from work every day. The kids being out of school helps, but when the kids are out of school, I can do what I want in the morning. There's more time, but that's still it's just a balance. So I really have to get on board and make that happen. That's about where I'm at right now. Again, I'm not frustrated, but there is a realization that I'm going to have to, like I said, fight for every single pound from here on out. I want to get to 215, but right now I'm going to have to fight for the next 5 pounds. I'm going to have to refocus and double my efforts just to get to my stretch goal, which is 225. Right? I'm not even at 230 yet. 230.8 is where I am. I got to not only get rid of those 0.8 pounds, but I got to get rid of another 5 just to get to my stretch goal. And I don't want that to take another month. I don't want to do 1 pound a week and have it take a month to get there. It's just that's not acceptable to me. I've worked very hard on this, and yeah. Okay, last couple thoughts I just want to share before I forget. I knew I wanted to talk about this. The physical changes, yeah, absolutely. I hope if I'm going to make like a montage of what I look like before and what I look like now. But the interesting thing was earlier this week, my wife made a comment to me and said, "So when are you going clothes shopping?" And I said, "I got to clothes shopping. I don't have time for clothes shopping. One, I'm a guy and I don't do a lot of clothes shopping. But two, it's just the timing and work stuff and whatever. I don't have time or money to go buying clothes for me." She says, "Yeah, you need to." She says, "All your clothes are swimming on you." And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever. You know what I'm talking about." But someone else made a comment to me too at work. Someone made the comment, "Jesus, you're trying to vanish under those clothes." So I had to do some yard work over the weekend, and I had to do some weed trimmer work, and so I need jeans for that, right? You don't want to do that in shorts, and so I on a whim pulled a pair of jeans out of the storage that I haven't worn in probably 6 years at least, and they're a size 40. And I thought, yeah, they should probably just about fit now, right? I mean, for the last 3, 4 plus years, I've been wearing like a size 44 waist for a guy. It's pretty big. And so I put these size 40 jeans on, and there was like an inch of give around my waist, and I'm like, holy crap! 3 months ago I wouldn't have even been able to button these pants, probably let alone get them over my hips. So that's a win. I'm trying not to think that maybe the shirts I'm wearing make me look like I'm wearing a muumuu, or something, that they're too big and billowy around my waist, and maybe I should be tucking my shirts in again. I haven't tucked my shirts in years, because then you end up with a donut roll over the top of your waistband, and that's not fun or attractive. So, I mean, despite the fact that the weight loss is slowing down a little, it still feels good. I do a lot of physical work on the weekends now. We've been renovating our living room and painting and ripping up floors, and a lot of physical labor there, and working on the front of the house and landscaping and stuff, and trying to get stuff figured out. And it hurts, don't get me wrong, but I feel really good afterwards, and I have a lot more energy, I have a lot more stamina, I have a lot more ability to just get up and move around and not grunt and not feel like I'm hauling just about 40 extra pounds, which I no longer am. So, okay, that's my update for week 14. I hope that if you are on a weight loss journey, I hope that you're going well. Stay motivated. Share your stories with me. Let me know how you're doing, and I will check in with you next week as the half-naked man sticks his head into my door and ends up on camera.
Hi.
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 Thanks for watching. Have a good week.